Welcome back once again, and to give you more details about the 62nd Munich Security Summit that is being held in Munich. Very delighted to be joined here live in the studio with Dr. Raouf Gaafar, the political and economic analyst.
Good morning.
Good afternoon, Dr. Gaafar.
Good afternoon to you.
As you have witnessed with us the last session, and you have been thoroughly following up with the sessions that were taken yesterday, and there were important speeches taken by European Commissioner Ursula von der Leyen, and also Mark Rubio, and also there was the Chinese official, and of course the French President Macron. There were important speeches given by each of them. As we are speaking, there are nearly 50 heads of states and governmental officials are participating in this security summit, and the focus is the security and defense, mainly Europe. But there were other important topics that were raised, especially when the European Commissioner Ursula von der Leyen, she raised the topic or the idea, which is, it has two-sided weapons, saying that in the near future we might be witnessing a complete withdrawal of the role of the international community, and the erode or erection of the power countries taking lead when it comes to defense strategies and the protection and security of other countries.
The world is changing.
What did she mean?
I mean, the world is changing. She sees it, we all see it. The United States under Trump are taking...
Was she referring to the Board of Peace?
Probably. He is now, he has been withdrawing slowly from international institutions, namely the United Nations. He started by the different organizations. He is not paying the fees required from the United States, which represent actually a big percentage of the expenses of such organizations. He wants to, as he mentioned, America comes first, and he is sort of taking a little bit a distance between the States and everywhere else, especially Europe, and we can feel it. So Europe now has to take care of its own security and not counting on the United States. Even NATO, he mentioned at several occasions that he is no longer keen to help or to be present with full force in NATO. And this puts a burden and responsibility on European countries to look after their own security and not counting on others. So this is one side. If we look at the, of course, I'm not talking China, I'm not talking Russia, because they are moving very positively and very strongly. But this is I don't think they represent a threat, I'm talking China now, to any other countries in the world so far. Going back to the subject, Europe now has to look after itself. And they spoke about the war in Ukraine, and that Russia is representing a threat to the European community. Of course, from the standpoint of Russia, it does not represent any threats, but it looks after its own security, and it doesn't want NATO to be at its borders. Call it legitimate, call it not legitimate, it's a different perspective, but everybody is looking at his own interests. And this is very much to the interest of Russia, to have NATO as far away as possible. Of course, Ukraine is representing a big headache to Europe, particularly to NATO, once again. The president of Ukraine is very vulnerable. He's in a very weak position, and he's counting 100% on the support that Europe and the United States are giving him, we can feel that the United States is pulling away slowly. So he has to count on the European community, and this is why perhaps they had this extended meeting talking about the security regarding the Ukrainian conflict. So this is, in my opinion, it's a big dilemma, and I think that this year's conference is different from the previous ones because they have so many challenges and so many...
It's very complicated and has a lot of implications, and will change the, like we say, that's why there was a major talk about the future of transatlantic relationships between different countries, and that's what U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio included in his speech when he talked about America's allies, and he said that we should be reshaping the transatlantic allies and pushing the priorities into a corner that could come to the best benefit of the nation. And that was received by some reaction on the side of the European Commissioner when she talked about, she was commenting on the speech of the American Secretary of State, and she said that Europe must become more independent, including on defense.
Absolutely.
And she insisted on Europe's digital sovereignty. That's what also the French president insisted on, and its approach to hate speech and other topics and issues on social media. It's very obvious that the Europeans are minding the dangerous points that might be the future challenges for the new generations. The hate speech is one barrier, and there is also the dangerous platforms that is destroying the beliefs and the mentalities of generations. And there is also the eradication of international community, and by time the eradication of international law.
Well, the Secretary of State was clear. I mean, in my humble opinion, the word ally does not exist anymore. It's a matter of interest, pure and simple. If I have an interest with somebody, he becomes my friend until the interest is gone, and then I forget about him. At least this is the conviction, in my opinion, of the Trump United States. And he has been very candid, very open, and he said it clearly and loudly everywhere. So, as you rightly said, Europe has to depend on itself to secure itself and to help between the European nations. They find a solution, they find a solution to the problem, to what they are facing. Individually, for instance, a country like UK. UK has left the European Union, and of course the Brexit years have not been very nice.
Prosperous?
Of course, and they maybe realized they made a mistake. They can't get back on it, but they relied on the United States a little bit more, and now the United States is giving them a little cold shoulder, so again they have to rely on themselves.
Actually, if you could allow me now, the second session is it's already started in the Munich Security Summit that is taking place, and as we can see, I guess the speaker's moderator is announcing we're going to be following this live session, and we will come back later to you, so stay with us.